Good afternoon, everybody. So I wanted to do a talk this week. Obviously, we're focusing on menopause support, menopause health, because essentially October is menopause month. So this week is all geared around menopause classes. And most women don't realize that there are some really, really key things that you can do within your lifestyle that are going to massively help your menopause symptoms. People will look elsewhere. They want a pill, a shake. They want a lotion. They want something that's going to give them a quick fix. But actually, if they look at their lifestyle, there's some things that they can definitely implement which make huge differences with regards to menopause support and their symptoms. So this health talk today is all about the nutrition side of things. And then when I do one later in the week, that's going to be more about the exercise and key exercise that really needs to be implemented when a woman's going through the menopause. So a couple of things. Menopause, what does it stand for? Well, meno is period, and pause is obviously stop. So a woman is officially kind of in the menopause when she's had no periods for a 12-month kind of period from there, for 12 months. But what we have to understand is that most women will be perimenopausal for a very long time. Some women, 8-10 years, they're perimenopausal before that actually happens. They might have a period for a month, and then they may not have a period, maybe for 3 months, and then they start having regular periods again. They might not have a period for 6 months, and then they start having regular periods again for 2 years. And this can be the pattern that can go through, can be very, very, very disruptive for a woman's health. And a lot of the time, women don't realize that actually, they'll turn around to us and they'll say things like, but I'm not eating any differently. I'm still eating really healthy the way that I was, years ago. The thing is, you're not the way you were years ago. So it's all well and good eating the same as you were when you're in your 30s or when you're in your 40s, even. If you say, for instance, you're in your 50s, or if you're late 40s and you're finding that actually you're putting on weight and you're storing around your midsection, this midsection weight gain that a lot of menopausal women experience, or your just hormones are all over the place, you're not the same as you were. So you have to change. You have to change with regards to what you're consuming. And many women don't realize that actually, not only do their lifestyle have to change, but the nutrition and their hydration needs to change massively. So the first thing that I want you to focus on with regards to supporting yourself better through the menopause is your hydration. Your body is made up majority of water. Your brain is 60% water. So if you want to improve your brain function, decrease your brain fog, if you want to have more energy, if you want to recover quicker after your exercise, if you want to lose your bloat, water is going to be your best friend. And you need to be drinking so that essentially your urine is running completely clear. I often say to people, 2 liters of water needs to be minimum. Most people get rid of 2 liters of water throughout the day just by breathing, natural sweat, going to the toilet before they've done any exercise. If you then do any exercise on top of that, you need to be drinking more. But a key indicator is the color of your urine. When you go for a wee, have a look, sorry to be graphic, but check, because if that urine is not completely clear, you are already dehydrated and you need to be upping that water. This is a game changer. It's free and it makes such a huge difference with regards to your symptoms. It will definitely help you with your hot flashes and your night sweats. It will help you with bloating. It will help you with losing a little bit of weight. It will get your energy levels up. It will improve your brain function and diminish your brain fog. And it will also fuel you with energy. It's a very, very easy, simple hack that you can make straight away. Second thing is what you're consuming food-wise. I don't want you to undereat. Most women undereat, and they're actually, what they're doing then is they're causing their body to increase cortisol levels. So when you go to bed and you sleep, obviously we don't eat for a set period of time. Some people don't eat for 6 hours, some people don't eat for 8, some people don't eat for longer. They actually kind of do a little bit of an intermittent fast from when they go to bed the night before. They may consume their first meal around 10, 11 o'clock. That's absolutely fine. But if you're leaving long periods of time in the day when you are active and you're moving around and you're exercising or you're working and you're busy, and you've already kickstarted your metabolism with your first meal, and then say, for instance, you're not then eating for a long period of time, 6 hours, your cortisol levels are going to naturally increase. And it does this. And when your cortisol is too high in your body will not burn fat. It will store, and it stores around your midsection, because that's where cortisol is released in your adrenal glands, which sit just above your kidneys. So this is where people get back fat, around their low back, around their hips. And it's because cortisol is too high. Obviously, then if you've got external stress going on in your life due to other things, that's going to increase even more. So the biggest thing you can do is start to eat on a more regular basis. I would recommend, as a menopausal woman, perimenopausal woman, that you are consuming maybe 4 meals per day. And you want to be thinking about making sure that those meals are super nutritious. Most women don't eat enough protein. And as you get older, it's protein that's going to massively help you with boosting your natural testosterone levels, making you feel fuller for longer, and also helping you with regards to your muscle growth. Because most women, when they're going through the menopause or perimenopause, they are not able to retain muscle mass as much as they used to. And they're actually going to find that their muscle mass is going to become laxed. They're going to find that their skin's going to become saggy. And essentially, it's the protein that you eat in your diet that's going to help to massively increase that muscle mass. It's also going to help you with your recovery. So your recovery after exercise, but also just recovery after day life. The beauty about protein as well is what you don't consume and use, you get rid of. So it doesn't store the same kind of ways that eating fat and eating carbs does. So think about protein. You need to be upping your protein. Now, if you eat meat, lots of lean cuts of meat, lean mince, lean lamb, if you can get it, or if you eat chicken, turkey, your fish is really vital as well, anything like that. Now, if you are pescatarian, definitely eating more fish, eating more eggs, cottage cheese, things like that. If you are a vegan or a vegetarian, you need to be going for your plant-based protein sources, and you need to consume more of them. Unfortunately for you, as a vegan and a vegetarian, and it's not impossible, because we've got people on our Project Possible Body Transformation who are vegan and vegetarian, who've got protein levels through the roof, but you have to eat more. Because what you consume from things like legumes, chickpeas, peanut butter, nuts, seeds, the other sources of plant-based protein, it's not giving you a higher quantity of protein like it would if you were eating animal protein. So you have to eat more of it. And what you want to be thinking about is getting in anywhere between sort of 25 to 35 grams of protein per meal that you're eating, that you're consuming. And obviously, we want to make sure that that protein is from a natural source rather than processed protein. I'm not a big fan of people over consuming protein shakes or protein yogurts or fake cheese or things like this, when essentially they can actually massively improve their protein just by eating more raw source foods. Absolutely, I understand, and I have a protein shake when I'm busy and I might be training and then I'm teaching straight after, but I would only be consuming one a day. I wouldn't be consuming more than that. And I wouldn't be over consuming on fake protein either. So that's your first thing. You need to be upping your protein. With regards to your fats, we want to be making sure we're eating enough good fats. Trans fats is the enemy. Anything that's fried, anything that's processed, biscuits, cakes, anything like that has got a lot of trans fat in it. And unfortunately, even though you might have been able to eat certain foods when you were in your 30s, even early 40s, as your body is getting older, your metabolism is slowing down and you're not processing the food the way that you used to. And unfortunately, you will then store that fat. So whereas you might used to be able to get away with, a cup of tea and a couple of biscuits of a night, or, having a coffee and a cake on a regular basis at 11 o'clock, maybe with a friend, your body is not going to be able to consume that and process it the way that it used to. So we want to get rid and ditch the trans fat, ditch the fried food, ditch food that is processed heavily, anything where you haven't made it yourself. Ready meals are full of trans fat, full of sugar, full of artificial preservatives and sweeteners. Ditch all of this. Anything that's got extra hormone in it, you do not need, because your hormones are jumping around enough as it is. And instead, opting for more good fats. Good fats are going to give you your energy and a bit more hormonal support as well. But also, they are going to help you with your skin elasticity. They're going to help you as well with regards to nails, with regards to, your hair. All of the things that when you go through the menopause, your nails start breaking, your hair starts falling out. These are going to massively help. So think about upping your good oils. Olive oil, making sure that you're getting maybe some coconut oil in there as well. Having lots of nuts and seeds, avocado, oily fish. Again, peanut butter would be really great for you. So opting for these, your salmon, your smoked salmon, mackerel, tuna, all of these things which have got good sources of good fats in them. Maybe having extra virgin olive oil onto your salad dressings rather than opting for heavily processed sauces like, salad creams and mayonnaise, which have got a lot of extra artificial preservatives, sweeteners, sugars, fats in them. So opting for these good things. Eggs as well, great source of good fat from there, and good source of protein if you eat them. So getting more of those in, that's going to help you, and it's going to stop you from wanting to snack as well. And the other thing is your carbohydrates, and thinking about your carbohydrates again from a more complex route. So complex carbohydrates are more of your whole grain and your whole wheat options. Opting and switching out bread for maybe, if you want to eat bread, sourdough bread rather than any other, because it's got a lower glycemic index to it. So you break it down slightly different, and it's going to keep you feeling fuller for longer. It's not going to give you the insulin spike that are more of a simple carbohydrate like a white piece of bread would. Going for more rice, going for more vegetables, which again from a root source like butternut squash, sweet potatoes, normal potatoes, beetroots, carrots, parsnips. All of these kind of veggies are going to be key for you to make you have this sustained amount of energy. You're not going to then jump around with regards to your insulin levels. You're not going to get an insulin spike that's then going to come crashing back down. As a woman going through the menopause, perimenopausal, whether or not you've had a period for 12 months or not, your body will not process your blood sugar levels the way that it used to. And what actually happens with most women who are perimenopausal is they end up becoming insulin resistant, which means when you have simple carbohydrates like your conventional white sources of carbohydrate, breads, lots of bread from there, or any other kind of processed more carbs like biscuits and things like this, is that your body will not be able to break that insulin down, and it then becomes resistant to it. So again, it will store rather than process. You want to avoid the spike of the insulin where you essentially get energy very quickly and then it comes crashing back down. Fruit is also a brilliant source of carbohydrate. Things like apples, pears, bananas, all of these are going to be really good for you. And they're also a great source of fiber. Many women experience digestive problems when they're going through the menopause. So upping your good fiber is going to be key as well. And that's going to come from fruit. And if you struggle with your digestive system, pineapple is one of the key fruits that can help you. It's got the natural digestive enzymes in it that's going to help with to kind of prepare you and support your gut a little bit more. Definitely you want to ditch the sugar. Sugar essentially is just going to store weight around you, and being careful of sugar that's not just in food but in drinks as well. So any heavily sugared fizzy drinks is not going to be your friend. Alcohol in excess is not going to be your friend. Making sure that you're being aware of how much caffeine you're consuming. And I certainly wouldn't be consuming any caffeine after sort of 2-3 o'clock of a day. And caffeine as well is in tea. So if you're someone who has a cup of tea at night, switch that up for a fruit tea, because otherwise caffeine stays in the body for a long period of time. And if you're struggling with your sleep, it might be due to your cup of tea that you're having, or a couple of cups of tea that you're having later on in the day. And that's going to keep you awake a little bit more. So, or maybe possibly you're waking up in the middle of the night and then you're not able to get back to sleep. All of these things will kind of be giving you a bit of a caffeine spike. So be careful of those. And then I'm not a big fan of diet drinks or diet food either, because of the amount of artificial sweeteners that are in them. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame is actually banned in the US. It's not banned here in the UK, which is absolutely crazy. Aspartame is a carcinogenic. It causes cancer. It's probably why 1 in 2 of us here in the UK are going to experience some diagnosis of cancer in our life. It's because of the amount of artificial sweeteners that are in our foods. We want to be very, very careful of having anything that is labeled diet, because generally when they take, or low fat, when they take the fat out or they take sugar out of something, they have to put something in it to make it taste half decent. And what they put in it is artificial sweeteners. So we need to go back to the way that we used to eat years and years ago. When I think about my grandparents, they lived on a farm and they literally ate and made everything from scratch. I know we live in a world now where we want everything instantly. We're busy. We haven't got time to prepare. But have you really got time to be diminishing your health by having these processed foods? Because for me, health is super important. It's the biggest thing to invest in. And once you lose your health, you would give anything and pay any money and spend any time to try and get it back. So don't wait until it's too late. All of these things can absolutely massively help you right now, and you can action them today. It's not too late. Even if you're like, oh, well, I've been through the menopause for years now, it's not going to impact me. Yes, it is, because these things will impact people to make the change, whether or not you're going through the menopause or not, whether or not you're in your 20s or 30s and you're nowhere near your menopause, or if you're a man and you're not going to go through the menopause. All of these things will massively help you improve health. Food is medicine, and we need to think about it being a fuel, not a punishment or not a reward. We're not, it's not like a dog where you give a dog a treat for doing something good, or, we're punishing ourselves with certain food or not eating certain food. Eat in variety, eat in full color, but know what you're eating. Know that when you're preparing your food, you yourself have known everything that's gone in it, or you're making the right choices from there. There's some brilliant food companies out there that do deliveries where you can get, like your Gusto or your Mindful Chef, all of these things where you can get deliveries. All the food is kind of set out for you. You've got your recipe, very, very easy to make. So if you are strapped for time, this could be key. But also prep is key. Spend maybe a Sunday doing a big slow cooker meal, and essentially then portion that up, put that in containers and freeze it. And then you've got you know, 4-5 different lunches or 4-5 different evening meals that you can easily get out of the freezer and get it out in the first thing in the morning. It's ready for you in the evening, or even just stuff everything into a slow cooker in the start of the day, and then it's ready for you in the evening, and leftovers can be eaten the next day. Preparation is going to be key. And as much as you might turn around to me and say, Kelly, but I haven't got time, have you really got time to be putting your health so bottom of your to-do list? Because you only get one body, you only get one life, and you only get your health. Once it's gone, it's gone. So we really need to be thinking about things that we can action, things that we can change. There's certain things going on in your hormonal system that you have no control over. And you may need to be getting supplements, or you may need to be getting medication for that to help, or you might not be able to do anything else about it. But you definitely can do something about the food you consume, the food you don't consume, and your hydration. So I really hope that's helped. Please let me know if there's any questions at all. Feel free to post in the comments. But if you do need any more help or any more support at all, then hopefully this week is going to really help you. But feel free to message me. And obviously, if you are on the body transformation, then, you know, we're giving guidance and coaching to our participants on a regular weekly basis, on an individual basis. If you're not on this body transformation, the next one that we do next year in January, this might be key for you. Not necessarily somebody who might want to transform their body and be a bodybuilder or look a certain way or develop a lot of muscle tone, but just with regards to your health. It's a transformation of not only your body, but your health and your lifestyle as well. So any questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, I really hope that's helped. Thanks, gang. See you soon.